Hello boys and girls, and welcome to math class. Today we're going to be going over our packet. I know a lot of you had already passed off on a lot of these skills on fractions on Mastery Connect, but I just wanted to go over it with you a little bit and review the way kind of how we do it in the classroom, because I know that might be a little bit different than maybe some of the websites have to do the fractions. So we're just going to get started. I'm looking at the page that says adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators, like this. And I'm just going to be going over a few of these on my whiteboard just to kind of review with you just a little bit. So the first one I'm going to do is A, which is going to be 5/8 plus 1/4. And remember, we're just going to write the fraction below it. We're just going to write the fraction below it. And remember, we're going to skip count, but we always start with the smallest fraction, the smaller of the number. It might not be the smallest fraction, but the smallest number, and skip count to see what we're going to get. So I'm going to write down 1/4 and 5/8, and I write 5 little tick marks out to the side. Y'all know how we do this. So I'm going to skip count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 12, 16. And then I see 5/8, and we already see what our bottom number, our denominator, is going to be. It's going to be the 8th. And so we're going to be doing 2 8s plus 5 8s. So I'm going to leave this one the same, and we put a check mark above it, and we're going to change that 1/4 to 5 8s. 1/4 to 2 8s. Clearly I need another cup of coffee this morning. So 5 8s plus 2 8s equals 7 8s. And remember, we know this is simplified. We talked about it because it goes 7 8. If it was 5/6, we know that's simplified. If it's 4/5, we know that's simplified. So this one's already simplified, so we can leave it alone. Okay, so now let's try to do another problem. I'm going to do G, and that's going to be 4/9 minus 1/3. So this is a subtraction one. So 4/9 minus 1/3. So I'm going to write 4/9 here. And we always start with that smaller number, which is going to be 1/3. We're going to do our tick marks out to the side. 3, 6, 9, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can already see our bottom number. Our denominator is going to be the 9. So it's 3/9 and 4/9. 4/9 is already ready. I take out the 1/3 and I replace it with 3/9 because that's an equivalent fraction. 4/9 minus 3/9 is 1/9. And we know this is simplified because it has the 1 on top of the 9. Okay? So let's go ahead. We're going to try to do letter H now. Letter H is 1/4. 1/4 plus 4/12. And I'm going to write down my fractions at the bottom and get ready to skip count. So 1/4, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 12. I can already see my bottom number. My denominator is going to be 12. It's the smallest number. That's the least common multiple, the smallest number that they both have in common. So now my problem is going to be the 4/12 is staying the same. We're going to change this out to 3/12. 3/12 plus 4/12 is 7/12. So my answer is 7/12. Okay, now we're going to flip over to the page that has some mixed numbers and do a few of those. I'm going to look at adding mixed numbers with unlike denominators. I'm going to do A, and I'm going to do B with you as well. Okay, so those are the two problems we're going to look at now. Okay, so let's look at the first problem. And that is going to be 1 3/8. 1 3/8 plus 3 1/4. 1 3/8 plus 3 1/4. Okay, so this is what I always do. I kind of separate the whole numbers over here. I fix my fractions, and then I'm going to put them back together. So I'm going to put the 1 plus the 3 over here. And then I'm going to look at this fraction part separately. So this problem is going to be 3/8 plus 1/4. And I'm going to work this out just like I was doing those other problems. So I'll say 3/8 and then 1/4 here. We're going to do our skip count. We always start with that smaller number here. 4, 8, 12, 1, 2. I see that's 2/8 plus 3/8. So the 3/8 stays the same. So that was 1 3/8. I put them back with their partner, the correct partner. So 1 3/8 is here. And I'm taking out the 1/4 and I'm putting in the 2/8. So it's 3 2/8 now. So 3 2/8. Okay, so now I add my fractions together. 3/8 plus 2/8 is 5/8. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So my answer is 4 5/8. And that's simplified. And if I didn't know if it was simplified, then I could go ahead and do our song that we always do. List the factors of your numerator. So what are the factors of 5? 1 times 5. 2 times anything. 3 times anything. 4 times anything. 5 times anything. 5 times 1. So I'm repeating, so I stop. Then I list the factors of my denominator. 1 times 8. 2 times anything, 2 times 4. 3 times anything, 4 times 2. I'm repeating, so I stop. So the factors of 5 are 1 and 5. The factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. And you can see they do not have a greatest common factor, so we know that it's already simplified. Okay, so now let's try another problem. We're going to try another problem. Let's see if my red marker does a little bit better. This black one's starting to go out, of course. So now I'm going to do letter B. So that's going to be 2 2/6 plus 6 1/3. Okay, so I'm going to put my 2 and my 6 over here. We're going to come back for them. We're just leaving them over there. We're going to fix our fractions first. So I'm going to write 2/6 over here, 1/3 over here. We're going to skip count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, making equivalent fractions. 3, 6. So I see 2, 6. And this one is also 2, 6. So these two were already equivalent fractions. So we have 2, 6 that goes with the 2 and 2, 6. We're taking out the 1/3 and we're making it 2, 6. So this one's going to be 2, 6 as well. Okay, so now our problem is 2, 6 plus 2, 6, which would be 4, 6. And 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 and 4, 6. So I need to see if 4, 6 is simplified. So I'm going to write 4, 6 out here just to see if it's simplified. So we're going to list the factors of our numerator. 1 times 4, 2 times 2. That's a double, so I know that I can stop there. 1 times anything, 1 times 6, 2 times anything, 2 times 3. Then I say 3 times 2, I'm repeating, so I stop. Find the GCF. So we have a 1. The factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. The factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. Find the GCF. The greatest number that they have in common would be 2. Divide top and bottom. So you take that 4, 6. Divide the top by 2, divide the bottom by 2, and you're going to get 2/3. So this answer is going to be 8, and we're going to take out that 4, 6, and we're going to write 2/3. Okay, so this is how we would do these problems. I'm going to also put in a link in the bottom for Mr. Math Blog where he will be going over how to do these problems as well and practicing simplifying. I'll put a link in there for simplifying as well. I hope you all have a wonderful week and work hard on your packets. Bye.